Not every day you get all 5 guys back from the offensive line in any given year. Just how rare is that, do you think, in this league? Your limited experience, and just where does that put you guys in terms of preparedness?
Right. I would think it was, something. It was good that we were able to work together and, work as a collective group last year and build and get better and better. So I'm saying if you see progress like that each week and getting better, I would hope that, what's going on right now equals what we got.
You didn't come close to free agency. I mean, they locked you up with several days, weeks before. Was it that easy of a process from your end, or was there temptation there to see what was out in the market?
I don't know. Being here, this is like I felt most comfortable here and stuff like that. So the first thought was being whatever it takes to be here and stuff like that. But there's always a thought of being somewhere else. But after meeting everybody and just the O-line, how we the cohesion and stuff that we had, I think it was a no-brainer to be here and work together, even if it meant if it were to mean take a little bit less and stuff like that. I thought it was more important to be somewhere that I would be happy.
Mark, this time last year, someone told you would have signed, 3-year deal in 8 or 9 months. What do you think would have gone through your head?
I'm saying in my head, I'm saying that's what I'm working. I'm not working for that particular goal, but I'm just working to be the best I can be, and I feel like that's what everybody's goal should be. Is just like our motto is get 1% better. I'm saying that's how I've always thought what I can do to be better each day, and just hope that it ends up being that way at the end.
Coach Reich said he'd like the run game to be even better this year. Is there a different approach you guys up front have to take, or is it kind of business as usual?
I'm saying you always, just like what I was saying, you have to get better every day, and I think we can do that by, a big focus of what we're talking about is fundamentals and technique. I think we're going to put a lot more time into the fundamentals and technique to make sure that we're in the proper spot, because we know that we're going to do what we do, and we dominate and run people over. So it's just being in the right proper place at that time so we can do that even quicker and faster, better, stronger.
Are you already seeing how those efforts can produce a better run game? Just the work you're doing now?
Yeah, just, especially just having the time to work over, because if we know what the other guy next to us is doing, we're taking the time, hey, you're going to be here, you're going to feel him there and stuff like that. So just being able to do that just for the trust and everything like that. So without a doubt, you're just going with the technique and everything.
What's it been like working with Howard Mudd?
I've actually had some time to work with him in the past, and it was like 2 off seasons ago when I was in Seattle, because he was living in Kirkland at the time. So I would just every once in a while go to Washington U, and there might be guys from all over the place and stuff like that. And I actually had the opportunity to work with him and do exactly the stuff that we're doing right now. So I feel like I have a little jump on there. I can talk to some other guys and stuff like that going. He has like these DVDs that he had and stuff, the exact stuff, like videos that had Saturday and all those guys on there from maybe 10 years ago or longer. So I've had the experience to work with him, but I think having him in the room is definitely going to help us, because he's big on the technique and stuff like that. So he might be in the middle of a rep and you might think it was good, but he might have been looking at how your 1 foot or something might be somewhere that maybe it shouldn't, or it can be in a better place. So having that other voice in the room is definitely a big help.
You showing you guys those DVDs like now?
No, that would have been, that was back then, but it was the exact same stuff that we were going over at the time, that we're going over now. And Chris, we were able to see a lot of that stuff when he was at Denver and stuff. He was doing some of the similar techniques and stuff like that.
What have your early impressions been of Chris as an O-line coach?
I think he's somebody that's, he wants us to do the right things, and just as we're talking about, we're in phase 2 now. We were talking about techniques and stuff, but now he's just making sure that we're on pace to what we got to do, techniques, fundamentals, and all that.
For guys like Quentin and Braden to have had the rookie seasons that they had, just how much higher is that bar, of course, for them going into this year? And then just how heightened is that everything? How much, faster pace can you guys work through the spring ahead of training camp?
Right. I'm saying just to see where they came from, from you know, camp and where they, you know, the bar that they set for themselves, you know, we're going to expect more even out of what they did. You know, I'm saying they did a really good job. Everything that, you know, the time, I feel like the room that we had last year, you know, having older guys, you know, having AC and Matt Slauson and stuff like that, I think those guys were really important to the success that they had, because when Matt, you know, unfortunately he went down and stuff like that, he was able to even be another coach for those guys, and it seemed like he was able to mentor those guys a lot more, so you could just see their game, you know, developing and increasing as it went.
From a run blocking standpoint, how different will you think things be this year from how you guys do schematically versus what you guys did last year?
I'm saying we're going to have a similar take on what we're doing with, you know, how we go about our blocks and stuff like that. But just as I was talking before, you know, we're going to have more emphasis on the fundamentals and technique and footwork and hand placement, and there might be a couple adjustments on how we go about going to backers and stuff like that. But I'm saying we're still going to have the same mindset where we're going to go about it. You know, I always, as an offensive lineman, I hope we run the ball more than we pass, just because that's how I've always liked it, and makes it easier, I feel like, on our end, because then they might expect us to be running and we can, you know, lock them up on a pass.
All right.
Anything else?
Cool.
All right.
Thanks,
Thank you, Mark.
Thanks, Mark.